Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Global Health Program MA Info Session for UC San Diego. My name is Brittany Wright. I'm the MA Academic Advisor. And we have our academic coordinator here. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Dr. Jeffrey Schoenberg, and I am the academic coordinator, the MA academic coordinator, as well as a lecturer, but you can just call me Jeff.
Okay, and then Jane.
Hi, my name is Jane Eichhorst, and I am the Global Health Program Undergrad Advisor.
Okay, we'll get started. Okay, so many of you know that our applications are now open for this year's upcoming cohort, or I should say our fall 2025 cohort. So applications opened on September 4th, 2024. The deadline to apply is February 5th, 2025. Some of the questions I get on this are, does it matter if I apply sooner rather than later? Does that help my chances of getting into the program? And the answer to that is no. We review all applications after the deadline closes on February 5th. So, of course you want to get started early, but if you need extra time to get your letters of recommendation or statements ready or for grades to get posted, that's completely fine to wait until February to apply. So the MA in Global Health at UC San Diego is open to all students. You don't have to have a Global Health undergraduate degree to apply for the master's program. It's completed in one academic year. So at UC San Diego, we have a quarter system and students will take 3 classes each quarter. Our typical student profile is students interested in applying to PhD and med school programs, current undergraduates looking to pursue a career in the field of global health, students who have completed a global health related field experience, and working professionals. So we've even had some nurses and doctors who come back into our program to enhance their education. And I get the question a lot about what makes a good candidate. We are looking for students who are very passionate about the field of global health. And the one way that you're going to show us that is in your personal statements. We want to hear why you're interested in the field, what got you interested, how this is going to contribute to your career goals, how this program is a good fit for your future career goals, and all the things that make you you, essentially. So our MA in Global Health is different from other degrees such as an MPH or an MS degree. Our focus has strong roots and foundation in medical anthropology. We also have focus on global health policy, health equity, social epidemiology, and global health research. So social epidemiology being factors creating the global burden of disease. Our research methodology class looks at design, execution, and analysis of research studies. Medical anthropology is evaluating cultural variation in the experience of illness and treatment. Our policy and diplomacy class focuses on programs and strategies for effective intervention. And our program management class looks at program development and capacity strengthening. What can you do with an MA in global health? So it's increasingly recognized that the best health professionals will have interdisciplinary perspectives, social and cultural acuity, such as in cross-cultural settings, and team-oriented skills. So this program prepares students for careers in the field of global health, such as working in an NGO or governmental agency, or pursuing training in allied health professions, medical school, or advanced training, such as a PhD program. So we have students who are using this as a stepping stone before medical school, or to apply for a PhD program to kind of give their application and resume a boost. And then we also have students who are interested and who do go directly into the career field. And as many of you know, if you've started looking for jobs in global health, they often want you to have an advanced degree, such as a master's degree in a relevant field. So sometimes that relevant field might not always say global health. It might say a health-related field, international. So you can basically build your portfolio to show how you're a valuable asset when you're applying for jobs, because you have this interdisciplinary background and you have this experience being exposed to different cultures and working with different populations that'll make you a valuable employee. This is just a quick overview of a snapshot of where some of our alumni in the program have gone. As we mentioned, we do have a lot of students who go on to med school and PhD programs. We have a lot of students going into program management within healthcare capacities or clinical research coordinator roles, research managers and associates, and even policy analysis positions, program coordinator positions. So this program is used as a tool for students to gain entry into the field of global health. And so as a newer program, we're still seeing where our graduates are going, and it's really exciting to see students getting into positions with the CDC and some NGOs that are getting them started into higher positions than they would have started with an undergraduate degree. So this helps you get your foot in the door with a lot of these organizations that maybe a bachelor's degree wouldn't have prepared you for. When we're looking at our requirements to apply, you do apply through Grad Apply, which you can find the link for that on the Global Health website. You'll need to include 2 essays or writing samples. And the question I get on that a lot is, do they need to be health related or global health related? They do not. However, if you do have essays or writing samples that are in that capacity, I do recommend including those. It's really valuable for us to see your writing in a health capacity. However, the purpose of these writing samples is to see that you'd be able to write at a graduate level in this program. Because as an MA, there is a lot of writing involved in some of your core courses. Of course, your resume and your statement of purpose, which I mentioned, this is where you're definitely going to want to elaborate on how passionate you are about the field and what made you get interested and how this program fits with your future goals. You'll include your transcripts or unofficial transcripts if you're not graduated yet. And 2 to 3 letters of recommendation. So 1 must be from a faculty member that you've worked with or taken a course with. And the second must be from a faculty member or field experience supervisor. So we don't accept letters from graduate students who may have taught a course or TAs. It does need to be a faculty member or a lecturer that you've taken their course. So if you only have 2 strong letters, that's fine. I don't recommend getting a 3rd letter if you don't think it'll be strong. But if the 3rd letter will help your application and give us a better idea of what kind of candidate you are, then you're welcome to include a 3rd letter of recommendation. Students need to have received a bachelor's degree by the beginning of the program. So if you were to apply for this round of applications and you're graduating in summer of 2025, that would be fine. So if you have, say, 1 or 2 classes left to complete in summer, as long as you'll be completing your degree by the beginning of the program, that is okay. Now, if you still have 6 classes left at the end of spring and you're saying you're going to finish those all in summer, that might be a concern to the committee. So you might want to consider applying for the following year's cohort. You need to have a minimum of a 3.3 GPA and have completed a global health field experience. So global health field experience is a broad term. This could be something that's international or domestic, because we consider the United States part of the globe. And a field experience could be anything such as a research opportunity, a volunteer experience, maybe at a refugee clinic, certain study abroad programs. And so on our website, we actually have a link to kind of show you some more examples if you're having trouble distinguishing if you've done a global health field experience. The other options are that you've have postgraduate global health related volunteer or work experience. So maybe you already work in the medical field and you're working with diverse populations of individuals. That would satisfy the global health practical experience component. And then we also like to see that students have completed undergraduate coursework in global health or medical social sciences, international studies, or related fields. So as I mentioned, you don't have to be a global health undergraduate to apply, but we would like to see that you've taken some relevant courses. So as I said, medical anthropology or maybe there's sociology, healthcare courses that you've taken that would be relevant as well. And then you also need to complete a statistics course prior to beginning the program. So that could also be completed in the summer prior to applying or beginning the program. So as I mentioned, the global health field experience, here's some examples. So volunteering in a health clinic, food bank, or serving as a medical scribe, research, working in this, focusing on a specific population, studying abroad, and you can check out our website if you need more ideas. Our application fee is $135 for US citizens and $155 for international applicants. There is an application section where you can apply for a fee waiver through the application. And students will apply during, so the application is due either, you can apply the fall or winter of your senior year, or if you've already graduated, you can apply at any time. But if you're a rising senior, you would apply this year if you would like to attend the year after your graduation. And you must complete all requirements by the time the program begins in fall. If you're a current Global Health UC San Diego student, we would like to see that you've completed all your major core requirements by spring of the year prior to enrolling so that we can evaluate how you succeeded in your global health courses. So we're going to talk a little bit about the program requirements. As I said, there's 9 courses. Students must maintain a 3.0 GPA for all coursework each quarter. And students will complete a professional track, which means that you'll take a comprehensive exam upon graduation. So during finals week of spring quarter, you'll take a comprehensive exam and also submit a portfolio. So this is our curriculum. We have our master's course seminar, program management, our global health research, social epidemiology, global health policy, and we've actually added a community health workers course. That's now one of our requirements. So you'll take typically about 2 core courses per quarter, and then you will take 1 elective each quarter. So we have different electives offered each year. A snapshot of some electives that you may see would be, we have our clinical perspectives in global health, which is offered pretty consistently with faculty from the School of Medicine. We have different special topics that get rotated each year, depending on the faculty who are interested and available for teaching. We have our Health Frontiers in Tijuana internship program. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. And then we also have an independent research option. So students can enroll in Global Health 299, and this would count towards one of your MA electives. And during this, you'll complete a research paper and a research poster. So here's one of our students who graduated last year who completed his research in working with the HFIT clinic. He used some of the information that he gathered through that, turned it into a research project. So you will work with a faculty advisor and you will present your research in our Horizons of Global Health Research Symposium. And this is something that you would seek out on your own. So you would develop a research topic or proposal and find a faculty member to start working with. And we've actually changed this to where students now complete this in spring. So you have fall and winter to get to know faculty and learn about some of the different research on campus and start developing your ideas. So I get a lot of questions about what time our courses are offered. And so this is just an example from one year to show that our courses, it really depends on the needs of the faculty members scheduling the course. We typically have our classes are once a week per class, or some will meet twice a week. So for an hour and a half. So when it's once a week, it's about 2 hours and 50 minutes for that class. And that typically is in the afternoon. We try not to schedule too many 3-hour classes in the morning, because those are times when our students would typically be serving as a TA or reader for undergraduate classes. But again, it's just a sample and it varies. So I know it's hard for students who are trying to balance maybe other obligations with this program. But typically you'll have about 3 days of classes each quarter. And at the end of spring quarter, you're also going to submit an electronic portfolio. This is a professional development portfolio that's designed to help you be ready to apply for the job market and to reflect on your time in the program. And so this is something that you'll submit at different deadlines throughout the quarter, and is basically a tool for you. And a lot of students, when they, as they get towards the end of the program, then they use this when they're applying to jobs. They'll submit this portfolio. Our comprehensive exam is an exam in finals week of spring quarter. It's a half-day exam and usually consists of a combination of short answer questions and long essay questions. And these questions are taken from faculty in the core courses. And they're going to cover topics that were foundations of those courses. So prior to this exam, we have a review session, the study guide, and students are typically well prepared for this. So it's not something to stress about because these are things that were really drilled down in your core courses. So we get a lot of questions about research and professional development opportunities. The main one that I mentioned is our Global Health 299 independent research. And that's a very common path for our students to pursue their own independent research options. And the reason this is a popular avenue is because being such a broad program, we get students from all different backgrounds and interests. And so we'll have students able to explore their own interest with this and dive deeper and make faculty connections. Some students will even get involved working in the faculty's lab or working on their research that they already have going on. So this independent research, it could be something in the form of a literature review. There's typically not enough time in the academic year for you to design your own research study. So you could also work along with a faculty who already has research going and use some of their data. So there's a couple different options for that. We also have the Health Frontiers in Tijuana program, and this is working with faculty from the School of Medicine and med students in the School of Medicine as well. And they run a clinic, so you'll have a class on campus during the week. And then on certain Saturdays, you'll go to a clinic in Tijuana and you'll be helping assist physicians. You'll be doing vitals and intakes. And they also have different themes and positions that you can get involved with. We've had students who have had interest in health education. So they've run health education programs down at the clinic. And so there's a lot of different ways to tailor it to your interests, but it's a really great experience for students pursuing medical degrees. And it always looks really good on your application. We also encourage our students to present in research conferences locally and nationally, and there are some funding opportunities for that. And we have some professional development workshops available through the university. So we want students to really use this time to build up their resume so that when they're graduating, that they're good candidates for the job market. The cost of attendance for a California resident is approximately, it's about $14,000 for the academic year. Then with the campus fees and health fee, it's about $20,000, $20,739. So this is the cost for this year. There's always the potential that this could increase a little bit in following years. And then here's some estimations, for books and course materials and whatnot. And then, if you are in California non-resident, there is an additional supplemental tuition. So the extra tuition is $15,000, $15,102. So for a non-resident for 1 year in the program, you would be looking at about $36,000 to attend. And for a California resident, the cost of attendance for 1 academic year is around $20,000. We are very fortunate because if students are interested in applying to be a reader or TA, they can apply through the Global Health Program or other departments on campus. If you obtain a 25% or more positions, so students can work a 25%, which is 10 hours, or 50% TA or reader position, so 50% is 20 hours. Then that would cover your registration, your tuition, and your health insurance for the quarter that you're employed. So you would basically apply each quarter, and for every quarter employed, you're gonna get, so this number would be broken down into 3 over the whole year. So we'll say nearly $7,000 per quarter for attendance. So each quarter that you work, that $7,000 gets covered. It does not cover the non-resident tuition. So we've been very fortunate. All of our students have been able to obtain employment, those who have applied. And so it's not something that's guaranteed. It's just something that you would have to pursue. And we do help you throughout the program, try and find positions and work with other departments to try and get our students employed as well. So that's something that's really important to us. And serving as a reader or TA is also a great thing to have on your resume, and good experience for you while you're in the program, and also helps you with time management. For those of you not familiar with the Global Health Program, we have a lot of different programmatic activities that we run throughout the academic year. So one of those is our quarterly conversations and global health event. And that is goes in fall and winter quarter. And so we have a panel of speakers, and it's a great event for networking and getting to know the global health community on campus. So we bring in experts, we'll bring in UCSD faculty, community members, and we have a topic each time. So for instance, this upcoming year, our fall event is focused on asylum seeker health, and our winter event is on community health workers. And then we have our annual Horizons of Global Health Research Symposium in spring quarter, and that's where you'll get the opportunity to display your research. And we have a keynote speaker, and that's sort of an end of year celebration for our students as well. We have recognition for our grad students, and we get to meet with, it's a chance to meet a lot of the global health faculty community on campus. In terms of resources, we have the Graduate Student Association on campus. And so they host social events throughout the year. We also have a social chair in our MA program that helps come up with ideas for events and puts on events each quarter for our current cohort of master students. Because we definitely, our cohorts usually are very close and tight knit. And so we want to give them opportunities to spend time and get to know each other outside of their classes. And GSA is another opportunity for that as well. So they'll do Padres events, or they'll do career networks, networking events, or they'll do speaker events. They also provide funds for conference travel, and hosting grad events on campus. So say there's a speaker that you really want to bring to campus, you could apply for funding through GSA to do that. So that's a good opportunity there. Okay, so that is our presentation. We wanted to leave time. I know there was a lot of questions when I sent out the registration link. And so we want to spend the rest of the time providing a platform to answer any questions that you might have for Jeff or myself. So feel free if you'd like to put it in the chat, or you can also just turn on your video or your microphone and ask the question. Okay. So could you go over the financial breakdown of what being a TA as an out-of-state student would look like? Yes. So the TA position, so you will still be responsible for this $15,000 in fees here. So basically, all of this would be covered. This 20, thousand or 7,000 per quarter, we'll just say, I'm just estimating, 7,000 per quarter will be covered. You also, I should say, and maybe this wasn't clear, is you are paid for this TA or reader position. So it is an hourly paid position in addition to getting this, what we call it a tuition and fee remission. And so you will get a paycheck monthly, and then you would be responsible for this $5,000 in fees per quarter, regardless if you're employed as a TA or a reader. And there are payment plans available for that. And also you can apply for financial aid, but the financial aid is in the form of loans when you're in a graduate program. Okay, so Laura is asking, I'm still an undergraduate, but do I need to have completely finished to apply, or can I apply as long as my curriculum plan will finish? Yes. So as long as you're going to be completed with your requirements by the end of the year or by summer, you would apply now, even though you haven't completed all those requirements. And that's why for students who are current undergraduates, I do encourage you to wait until at least January to apply, so that all of your fall grades will be posted on your transcript and we can see the grades from that. Okay, so to participate in HFIT, do you need to know Spanish? Are there any Spanish classes we can take through this program? We don't have any Spanish classes you can take through the program because this is an intensive one-year program. We don't let students take outside classes, so you can't be completing pre-med requirements or things like that. And so for the HFIT program, you don't have to know Spanish, but it obviously is a great skill to have. But there are students who aren't really fluent in Spanish who are in that program. And some students will do like, they'll find like medical terminology Spanish courses to take, maybe over the summer and summer session, or just through UCSD extensions or other avenues. Because if you are interested in working in a Spanish speaking population or doing some traveling, that would be really valuable to have. And a lot of jobs I've seen do have a preference for bilingual students or applicants, I should say. So Laura, you're asking one-on-one meetings to ensure we have everything lined up and ready for the application submission. So you would reach out to ma-globalhealth@ucsd.edu for any questions about the graduate program. So regarding the 3.3 GPA requirement, would it be advisable to refrain from applying if the standard was not met during undergraduate? Or is it encouraged to apply based on the overall competitiveness of the application? That is a great question. And we do use a very holistic approach when evaluating applications. GPA is one factor. UC San Diego does not accept students under 3.0 for a graduate program. And so if there's a really competitive student and say that they had a rough start at UC San Diego and a lot of the natural science classes, they found global health as their passion and have all A's and great letters of recommendation and work experiences, relevant work experience or extenuating circumstances that contributed to a lower GPA, I would still encourage you to apply. And part of the competitiveness of your application is in comparison to all the other applicants who have also applied. So it's hard to give a concrete answer one way or another, but we have let students in below the 3.3 GPA requirement who were strong candidates with very strong letters and had redeeming qualities. So if you find yourself in that position, I would still encourage you to apply. Yes, if you don't have any other questions, feel free to leave. I will be sending out the PowerPoint in the